How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another channel update video. And I do apologize because I meant to get this video out well over 2 weeks ago, but the reason that I'm making this video now is because on September 6th of this year, the channel finally hit 1 million views, the big milestone, and I just thought it would be wrong not to come out with a video thanking you all for it. And I know that all the YouTubers do it. I know that it's something that everybody does address to their fans, to their viewers, and I felt that it was something that I had to do as well, because 1 million views is obviously a huge milestone. That's a lot of people, and for any YouTuber, that's a huge milestone for them personally, and it is for me. And I really wanted to just come out and thank you all for it, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here today actually making money from doing this and just appreciating every single bit of it. Sure, I may not have as much motivation as I used to have back in the day, and I may not upload as much, but that's just because of life getting in the way. And you know, when that happens, your motivation really tends to go down, and you don't really feel like working on something that you thought you were always passionate about. And I'm going to be getting into that later on in the video, really where my motivation's been lately, but also video ideas and just general future plans that I have for this channel. So first, let's talk about 1 million views, and honestly, I got to give it to my Fallout New Vegas Remaster video, because that's really the video that brought my channel this far and brought my channel into a new age, kind of, because, you know, I had that huge subscriber spike back in early 2018, and you know, I've just been going from there ever since, and it's amazing that that video has gotten so popular. And statistically, it's actually one of the most popular Fallout New Vegas mod guides on YouTube. It's right behind 2 videos that Gopher and NCR Vet did a while back. So that's amazing. The fact that just it's a good feeling knowing that you're the person who made that, something that so many people have watched and appreciated over the past, I think, 6 or 7 months it's been out. I don't remember exactly. But just knowing that you're the person that made something like that, it's a great feeling. And I hope to keep going in the future. I'm going to keep making videos like that. They're really not going to stop. I'm going to be doing a few each year for the same game. Another year maybe I'll do a Fallout New Vegas 2019 guide when there's newer mods out. But I'm also going to be doing them for other games like Skyrim and Fallout 4. I really do want to get my Skyrim one out relatively soon. I'm not talking like weeks, I'm talking maybe a few months, because I really have been modding that game quite a lot. I've been playing it quite a lot, and I'm really confident to get some sort of modding guide out on it, hopefully late this year, if not early next year. And I also do want to get my graphics video for Skyrim out very soon as well. I'm really excited to show that off, because I got my game looking pretty good, and I think you guys are really going to like what I have. Hopefully that'll be coming within the next week or two. And also, because of the popularity of my Fallout New Vegas modding guide, I thought it would be pretty fair to do a questions video, pretty much just answering all the questions or the most common questions that I got asked on that video, because there is a lot of questions that I've been asked from that video. There's a lot of comments on it, and I thought it would be cool to pretty much do a video rounding up all the most asked questions, irritating and easy to answer, that I've gotten on that video. So that's hopefully coming sometime soon. Now, besides all of that, I know there's probably a few of you watching my videos who want to know if I'm going to be covering Fallout 76 or not, and honestly, I haven't really been keeping up track with Fallout 76 whatsoever for the past month or so, because, you know, there's been all this news and new gameplay coming out for it, and I've just never really had an interest to pay much attention to it. And I don't know what that's from, really. I don't know if it's not being excited for the game. I don't know if it's just being interested in other games. It may be both. I'm just not sure, but I just never really had an interest for the game for this past month. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to be covering the game when it comes out. I do actually want to pick it up eventually, maybe pre-order it a few weeks before it comes out. But I'm just saying that I'm not going to be making any Fallout 76 related videos up until the game comes out, because I'm not motivated to cover the game for some reason. It's something in me that's giving me little interest for the game, and I'm just gonna have to see when it comes out if it's a good game. Hopefully it is. I don't know if I'm pre-ordering it or not. There's a chance I will, but if I don't, I'll see how the game is, and you know, if it's cover worthy, then I'll cover the game. But I'm just saying that I'm not going to be doing any Fallout 76 related videos. Like I've said, I just have no interest in it, and I found very little interest in the game, and I found more interest in other games like Cyberpunk 2077, which I recently made a video on when we got the gameplay reveal. But it's just a game I've never really been interested in lately, and I've been interested in other things. For those of you who are looking for, you know, pre-Fallout 76 videos, don't expect those here, because I do not plan on releasing them until the game actually comes out and I actually have the game to cover. But apart from Fallout 76, I also wanted to talk about the state of my other series that I've had on my channel in the past, which, if you guys have been keeping up with my videos, they've been very inactive, very untouched for months and months. I mean, I haven't touched any of my series that I've made on the channel in a long time, and I want to talk about those. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you guys are relatively new to the channel, back then I was planning on doing a very frequent Weekly Mods Showcase series. I did a single episode for Fallout 4, and I never did one after that. That was probably close to a year ago that I made that video, and after that I just never had an interest in it. I feel like I was kind of rushed to put that video out, and it wasn't a satisfying feeling working on that video, because it wasn't something I wanted to work on. It wasn't something that I could find fun out of working on, and after I put that one out, I was just like, you know what, I just can't. And from that point on, I never made another Weekly Mods Showcase. Another series that I had was the Elder Scrolls 6 discussion, where I was going to talk about Elder Scrolls 6 a lot. I recently made one, obviously, because of the news that we got, but I'm just talking about general discussion videos of how the game is going to be like. It's not like I haven't done one of those recently, obviously, but it's not a series that I've kept up with constantly, because I remember a while back I made one, and then I just never made one for a while after that. And the same thing goes for another series that I had, Wastecast Weekly, that's been very dark for the past several months, and I've just never really touched it. I've never even put the last one I did on SoundCloud. That's how much I haven't really touched it and haven't really cared about it. And it's keeping track of series and constantly adding new content to series, it's a hard thing to do, because you have to keep everything organized in those series, and you got to decide what you're going to make for the next video in that series. And it's a lot harder than just making individual videos on any topic that you want to make a video on. In a series, you have to focus on a single topic related to that series as a whole, and I found that very hard to do when keeping series, the Wastecast Weekly, Elder Scrolls 6 discussion. When I'm keeping track of these series, I find it really hard to do, and for someone like me who loses motivation really quickly, I found it even harder to keep track and constantly add content to these new series, and I found myself drifting off onto a path where I wanted to continue to make videos on individual topics and not something tied to a series. Now, it's not like I'm saying that I'm never going to have series on my channel and constantly make individual videos on other things. I'm not saying that. Maybe when YouTube becomes a full-time job for me, that's when I'll start actually taking series more seriously. But for now, when I'm at this state on YouTube, I just want to do individual stuff, and it's just what I'm most comfortable with, and it's what I'm most satisfied with doing. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is motivation, and I wanted to talk about where my motivation has been for the past several months, because I have been uploading, you know, not frequently like I'd want to. I've been uploading once every few weeks, and I just wanted to talk about the contributors to, you know, low motivation. And I'd say probably the #1 contributor is just generally what's going on in my life lately. You know, school is a really tough thing to handle, and when something like that is taking a large slice out of your day, you don't really have all that much time to work on videos, and it sucks, but that's life. Everybody goes through it, everybody has to deal with it, and it's something that can get in the way of things that you want to do more than what you have to do. But now the other reason that I'd say that I'm not as motivated as I'd like to be is because of view counts. And, you know, when I put out a video, it's a satisfying feeling because, one, I don't do it often, but two, I have confidence that that video is going to do well. And in the beginning, it usually does. You know, it'll rack up some views in a few hours, but then after a few days, it kind of starts to slow down and get stuck at a certain number. And in the end, I usually find myself only getting a few hundred views out of the 4.5K subs that I have. on a video that I worked hours and hours on. It's not a satisfying feeling when that happens, when you're spending all that time on a piece of work and then you put it out and then only a few hundred people see it. And I get that a few hundred people is a lot of people, but when you compare that to views that are constantly being garnered on other channels that are way bigger than me, of course, it's a really small number. And when you're especially comparing it to my subscriber count, I have 4,500 something subs right now. I'm getting close to 4,600. When you're at that amount of subscribers and you're getting a few hundred views per video, it can be very unsatisfying. It can be very uneasy, especially because you worked so hard on that video and it's something that you want to be seen and something that you want to be appreciated. And when every single time, in my case, you're working on a video for hours and hours. Keep in mind, some of these videos take me all day to work on because I'm just, you know, taking forever on the commentary, and then I'm taking forever on the editing. These videos take a long time to make for me. And when you spend all that time on one and then you put it out and then it barely meets your expectations, it's very unsatisfying and it makes you not really want to keep going. And I've really pushed myself through that challenge. But, you know, obviously as I grow my channel, I'm going to be getting more views per video. It's just what's naturally going to happen over time. So I need to push through this challenge. That's what I've seen that I need to do. I need to push through the challenge that I currently have of the views that I'm getting on my videos individually. And I just need to, you know, keep going with content, because there's going to be a day where I'm going to look back on now and be like, I'm glad that I worked hard. I'm glad that I worked towards this goal to get tons of views on each video I put out, because I worked towards that goal and I worked hard for it. So that's what I really have to do at this point in time. Maybe for the next few years I got to keep going, because I'm not going to really see, quote, success in I'd say 2 or 3 years at the rate that I'm going. So that's really all I wanted to say in this video. Again, thank you all for 1 million views. You know, if it wasn't for all of you, I wouldn't be where I am today. If it wasn't for my friend Jake, you know, Royal Mob, I've worked with him on the channel before. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube right now. You know, maybe I would be, but he was the one who made a channel before I did. He was the one who got me the motivation to make my own channel and make my own content. So I also just wanted to thank him as well. But yeah, thank you guys all again for the support. It's just been phenomenal, and I'm going to work hard and try to give you content that you guys like. If you guys, you know, have any suggestions on what you guys want me to do, be sure to leave it in the comments. And until then, I'll be seeing all of you next time.